Good afternoon, families, friends, faculty, and honored guests. I'm Kaylee Cernio, class president, and along with my fellow classmates, I'd like to welcome you to the Class of 2020's commencement ceremony. Thank you for being here this afternoon and helping us celebrate our final accomplishments at R.A. Long. At this time, I'd like to introduce R.A. Long's senior choir members to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, I'd like to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Dan Zorn.
On behalf of the Longview Public Schools, I'd like to welcome you to the district's first ever virtual graduation ceremony. This ceremony recognizes the dedication and accomplishment each of you and your families have put forth for you to earn a high school diploma. While each graduating class is special, the class of 2020 will forever be remembered for overcoming enormous challenges through patience, flexibility, and grace. Having 1/4 of your senior year of high school canceled is unthinkable, but you persevered. We asked you to be patient because in times of crisis, not every question can be immediately answered. Your teachers and administrators asked for flexibility and challenged you to learn remotely, and you succeeded. You were asked to show grace and understanding when helping determine what your graduation ceremony would look like, and you did that too. I'm grateful and impressed by the hard work and follow-through each of you showed. It means you've learned more than just materials from a textbook, but that when life requires more from you, you stand up and meet the challenge. With everything you've experienced, it's no secret that the staff members at Longview Public Schools know that you are ready for life's challenges, and our hope for your future is incredibly bright. Our district's educators have dedicated their lives to a unique mission and ideal to meet the needs of every child that walks through our school doors, no matter their life circumstance, challenges, gifts, or abilities. And now we can add, in any situation. For this, I am especially grateful. Thanks go to our district's educators for making Longview schools a wonderful place to learn. To the class of 2020, I wish you a life full of joy, achievement, and love. May you discover the beauty and dreams you seek. You have much to celebrate tonight. Enjoy your evening, but please be safe.
I would now like to introduce Simone Poole, who will be giving the Looking Back speech.
Hi, class of 2020. First of all, congratulations. We made it, surprisingly enough. We managed to persevere through state standardized testing, the R.A. Long bathrooms, and finally, a pandemic. We sit here gathered together for the final time, sort of together anyway, to celebrate the phase we have shared and look back on the memories we have made. When we first entered the halls of R.A. Long, we were 8th grade graduates at Jack Camp. We were awkward freshmen who were just learning how things are done at R.A. Long. We learned some of the chants and cheers that we would use for the next 4 years, almost half a decade of our lives. Besides this, we met Reeves and received a map of the square building that is R.A. Long High School. The first day we walked through the hallways, RA Long was like a maze to us. The map didn't help as much as intended. I personally was late to French after getting lost. Sorry, Madame. We sat down in classrooms next to people who we didn't know would become our best friends, and in front of teachers who we didn't know would become our role models. It was in these hallways where we would witness relationships grow, students work, and peers face and overcome challenges. This is where I learned that change only happens when people get involved, engaged, and come together to participate. The school year started and we attended classes, tried out for sports, and joined clubs, all to take chances on opportunities we'd never had before. Some of the subjects we began piqued our interest so much that they came to reveal our future majors, careers, and pathways. We hope to be the change, setting in motion our own era at RA Long. And that's what we did. We were the change. Because of us, RA Long is a better place. How we conducted ourselves the next 4 years changed our school and its history. We were a Washington State School of Distinction multiple times and continuously empowered each other to achieve the greater good. We experienced our first Civil War football game and learned how easy it was to lose our voice. From here on, we took part in spirit weeks, game days, homework, and a new sense of community that we had never been a part of before. We began learning the ins and outs of school, what the schedule was on Wednesdays, how to write C notes, and to know you really messed up when Mr. Reeves' face turned bright red. Sophomore year came around and we were no longer the youngest in the school. We were only months older than the kids first coming into RA Long. Yet, telling them to be louder during games was an earned right, and we made sure to exercise it. We took part in Socratic seminars and learned how to disagree with each other. Odds are I disagreed with a lot of you, but whether we've always seen eye to eye or mostly disagreed, these conversations are what have changed me personally and shaped the diversity of RA Long. We learned from our peers as well as our teachers, and all of you transformed the others in our class. Junior year, we assumed the roles of upperclassmen and played our part. It was finally socially acceptable to be front row at games, and the pride to be a lumberjack and lumberjill was huge. This year was the calm before the storm, an experiment of the excitement of being a senior. The reality of how close we were to being done with high school didn't hit until we watched our friends graduate, knowing we were next. As senior year rolled around, so did the senior stress. The hallways where our pictures hung became a place of last memories and final goodbyes, before we were even ready to give them. We watched as our friends chose their prospective futures and made the major decisions ourselves. It was finally our turn, until it was over. Although this year has been anticlimactic to a certain extent, never having the opportunity to say bye to those hallways or our peers, maybe we were the class that wasn't meant to say goodbye. Maybe we are supposed to continue carrying RA Long's traditions and history with us throughout our lives. So far, our major living memories have been spent in the halls of RA Long. Our history at RA Long has created the present environment that encompasses our lives. It will also continue to change and alter our futures. As a wise old turtle once said, "Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why we call it the present." That was Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. Every day, RA Long has been a gift and will continue to transform all of our futures because of its major effect on our past. Thank you to all my peers and the faculty of RA Long for creating such a wonderful history. Thank you to Mr. Reeves for always putting us in check. Thank you, Ms. Griffiths, for always having the sickest shoe game. To Mr. Person, Tracy, and Jamie for coming to all of our games. Thank you to Tammy and Diane for always giving the best hugs. To Miss Minuti, Miss Earl, and Miss Maxey for always looking out for us. To Miss Cruz for recommending great books and being the best lunch buddy. To Jen and Elaine for keeping 1,000 students accounted for. Thank you to Jody, Kelly, and Bree, who helped us choose our paths and assisted us in getting there. And thank you to all of our amazing teachers and faculty that put up with us even when we weren't easy to put up with. Finally, thank you to my peers for making memories that will last a lifetime. Congrats, we made it.
Please welcome Falia Almajad, who will be giving the Looking Forward speech.
Today would normally mark our entrance into what has always been described to us as the real world. However, I think it's fair to say that we entered the real world when we left school on March 12th and never came back. We have witnessed and experienced so many things we just never thought we would, and that hit some of us pretty hard. However, despite all of that, you are watching this as a graduate of R.A. Long High School. After 4 very long years, you have made it to this moment. And now, as we continue our journey and go our separate paths, I think there are 3 important things we should keep in mind. First off, go about life with an open mind. We are all different individuals with different perspectives on life. In order to grow as people, we need to see differences in opinions not as oppositions to us, but as challenges to our mindsets. We need to see it as a new way to look at things and respect the differences. As humans, you owe everyone a basic level of respect. Respecting others is essential. From time to time, you might not always agree with one another, but allowing others to have and express views is a sign of respect. And as students from R.A. Long, respect has always been one of our biggest values, and keeping it as a value will be key to our success in the future. Second, as we can see from this pandemic, life is full of challenges. Everything will be okay, and then suddenly you'll just run into a wall of bricks. Now, you can either beat the challenge or let the challenge beat you. Life isn't meant for you to simply get by. That's not enough to make the world move forward. Now, our world isn't perfect. There's just as much bad as there is good. However, as we step into our future, we all have the opportunity to do our part and make a difference and make it a better place for everyone. In life, everything won't go the way you want it to. However, that isn't an excuse to just give up. Take every challenge as a new opportunity to better yourself. Use it to propel yourself towards success. These past 4 years, we have strived to be achievers. That doesn't change once we graduate. It's time to meet those challenges head on and to make the best of every single situation. Finally, take the lead in your life. Every single one of us has something important to add to the world. We all have the potential for greatness. However, the only person who can make this happen is you. Nobody knows what the future holds for you or who you may influence along the way. We are all unique and hold different paths, different lifestyles, and different obstacles to reach success. It doesn't matter how long it takes you or what order you do it in, as long as you get it done for yourself. It's your life, you have to live it. To summarize, the 3 key things to keep in mind are respect, achieve, and lead. Now, I hope that sounds slightly familiar to you all because it's our school motto. These past 4 years, those 3 words have been the guidelines for everything we have done. I won't say I know you all personally because I don't. However, we aren't exactly strangers either. We are all connected, and at some point, our paths have crossed. We have gone through these past few years together, and you can't change that. We are all Jacks and Jills, the class of 2020. This school, this community, it has been a home to so many of us, and always will be. We have been through so much these past few years, good and bad. We need to use this to push us forward and be the best people we can be. As cliche as it might be, the future is ours, class of 2020. It's time to respect, achieve, and lead our lives through it. Thank you.
Please welcome our R.A. Long Senior Choir.
I got my ticket for the long way round. You know it must be on my way. And I sure would like some sweet company. And I'm leaving tomorrow, what do you say?
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair, you'll miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
When I'm gone, when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my talk. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. of you as I go. So when I leave, you're not alone. And no matter where we are, we will never be that far. 'Cause I will think of you as I go. I'll think of you as I dream, So when it's dark, you'll be with me. And no matter where we are, we can look up to the stars. And I will think of you as I dream. Oh, it's a long and winding road, but you don't have to walk alone. 'Cause no matter where we are, I will keep you in my heart. And I will think of you as I go.
I'll think of you when I'm down, when my heart is on the ground, and I will never lose my way, even if the skies are gray, 'cause I will think of you when I'm down.
'Cause it's a long and winding road, but you don't have to walk alone. 'Cause no matter where we are, I will keep you in my heart. And I will think of you as I go. Oh, it's a long and winding road, but you don't have to walk alone. 'Cause no matter where we are, I will keep you in my heart.
I will think of you. Yes, I will think of you.
Oh, I will think of you as I go.
I'd like to introduce School Board Member Phil Jermu.
On behalf of the entire Board of Directors of the Longview Public Schools, it is my pleasure and honor to congratulate the 2020 graduating class of RA Long High School. We are all very proud of you. To Superintendent Zorn, our administrative staff, Principal Reeves, faculty and support at RA Long High School, and to the parents, families, friends, and the entire community of Longview, we extend our sincere appreciation for the dedication, guidance, and support you have given these fine young people, especially during this difficult year of 2020. Thank you.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce our principal, Mr. Reeves.
Graduates, parents, friends, and family members from afar, welcome to the commencement of the RA Long class of 2020. I'd like to congratulate these families of these seniors and express my appreciation for the support they've provided in helping them to the successful completion of this phase of their education. As the principal of RA Long High School, I know I've mentioned this many times before, I have my two favorite days of the year, the first day of school and of course, graduation day. Agreed, it looks different, feels different, but one thing for sure is you will be a graduate of RA Long High School at the end of it. I first want to take a moment to recognize 3 staff members that are leaving RA Long this year. The first is Miss Kim. She's been a paraeducator in the Longview School District for the last 39 years. Her dedication to students, her calm demeanor, and her giving heart will truly be missed in the classrooms of RA Long High School. The second member leaving has been with us the last 3 years. Mr. Person, our athletic director and assistant principal, is taking a new position in the Evergreen School District. Mr. Person brought with him a tremendous amount of energy to our building, his building of our athletic programs, and putting RA Long on the social media map. His passion for the success of student athletes, providing opportunities for RA Long students to be commended and appreciated, his new innovations and new traditions at RA Long will be something he leaves with us. Thank you, Mr. Person. And last but not least, Ms. Jacobs. She'll be retiring this year. She has served Longview students for the last 29 years. Her willingness to create opportunities for students and her relentless, tireless work helping students of all ethnic groups find their voices speaks volumes to the impact she's had in Longview Public Schools and in particular, RA Long High School. Ms. Jacobs' booming voice and recognizable laugh will be sorely missed in the halls of RA Long. No one cares more for her students than Ms. Jacob has. We wish her well. Her heart for her students beats on and on. And finally, I want to recognize the RA Long teachers and the support staff for their commitment to our students and the vision of our school, for the work that they have done to change the way we do business at RA Long, and then having to change again in the midst of a global pandemic with the creation of distance learning opportunities in a 1-week span of time. Technology and our reliance on it hit us all smack dab right in the middle of the face. You saw your teachers today at the school. They didn't have to be there. They wanted to be there to share some time with you one last time. As a whole, I continue to be in awe by your approach as a staff as you work with students. Not just the academic side of things, but the whole student side. You know their stories. You know your students by name. You know them by need. You as a staff have so much to be proud of. During the ceremony, even the virtual one, you'll see that there is one student with a white gown. We started this tradition 5 years ago. Many of you have probably seen this person. You know him quite well. And this gown represents a student who has persevered and overcome difficult obstacles and an unwavering commitment to graduate, regardless of their circumstances. This recipient of the white gown was selected by the students of our long senior class. This year's recipient of the Commitment to Graduate white gown goes to Blake Nixon. When you see him, please join me in congratulating him. And now to address the class of 2020. Let's first acknowledge that we had no idea this year was going to end in this way, and our teachers and admin still had so much left to share with you in preparation of you leaving us, and a number of serious conversations to be had. We would have questioned you. Do you want to have the highest graduation rate in the history of RE Long? Will you finish strong? How will you be remembered? What will you leave? What will be said about the class of 2020? What or will be your impact on a rapidly changing world? And we would have asked you for one request. Make sure you look after each other so we would all be here on graduation day. And I hope you're out there watching right now and did get to join us this morning. So throughout this, I'm going to share some things that I hope you find useful. First, we have learned during this pandemic that numbers and statistics are very important. I am no Dr. Fauci, but I do have some insight on a few things pertaining to RE Long and your class. So by the numbers, here are 20 things the class of 2020 should know based on that particular number. Here we go. Number 20. 20 is the number of toilet paper rolls you should have at your disposal at all times. 19. 19 is the number of times the corn dogs in the cafeteria are reheated before they're actually thrown away. 18 is significant because you're added to the voters pool now. So be informed, be educated, and use your voice to help make change. The number 17. Not sure if this is absolutely accurate, but I believe it's the number of times you should wash your hands every single day. 16, statistically speaking, age-wise, 16 was the age you thought you had everything, that you thought you knew everything, and then quickly realized you didn't. Maybe your parents or your teachers helped you with that realization. 15 just came up recently. 15 is the number of swear words that were used by Mr. Donaldson, Miss Griffiths, and myself as we were going crazy to get you to read your damn emails. Read your emails. 14. The number 14 is significant because this is the age you entered RE Long and began this journey as a class. Jack Camp, your first football game, your first dances. This was the beginning. This is the age when high school memory making began. 13. 13 is a significant number because this is the number of years it took you to get to this place today. Your hard work, your dedication, your perseverance has led you to the finish line. Numerically and historically important is the number 12. That was March 12th was your last day of school, and you didn't know it was coming, and neither did we. And a new normal began, and we didn't get to say goodbye to you. 11. This is a number that's very important to the math department at RE Long High School. Number 11 is the really bad math-related t-shirts that Mr. Elliott has. 10. This is a statistical average of the number of Friday schools that your classmates were given over a 4-year span of time. 9, crazy as it sounds, number 9 is significant. This is a record number of frickin' frickers Mr. Wallace said in a single class period. The number 8. 8's very important to remember. If you keep doing stupid TikToks, that's the number of followers you're going to have left. 7. And this is just to put in your memory bank. 7 is the number of duct tape colors that we had for our dress code violators. We want to make sure you were still in fashion. 6. 6 is going to continue to be important in the world we live in. Stay 6 feet away from other people. Number 5, statistically, the reduction of COVID-19 can occur if you refrain from giving high fives. Elbow bumping would be just fine. 4, and I just learned this one myself too, and I think it goes with you as a class as well. 4 is the number of Zooms or Google Hangouts your eyes can take before they start burning like fire. And 3, it's the number of people you should try and make smile each day. This isn't a magic number, but 3 is a good start. Then those 3 might make 3 more smile and so on, and that becomes a lot of smiling people. 2, it's important because it does take 2 people to make a connection and build a lasting relationship. Without 2 working on that relationship, it typically doesn't work. And finally, number 1, a significant number in your life, probably the most important number. You should always be your number 1. You know who you are, what you stand for, you know where you're going. Look after you so you can make an impact on the bigger picture. So there you go. Numbers 1 through 20, class of 2020. Have some meaning and importance. Put them in your memory bank. And I think I did a pretty good job because I'm not even a math guy. On a little more serious note, a few weeks ago I had a parent email me. And what she said really stuck with me these past weeks since we did not have the opportunity to be with you or the ability to do some more of those traditional senior projects. I am paraphrasing a bit, but she said something like this. If my son had known that Thursday was his last day of school, he might have picked his head up from his phone and approached that day differently. Now, having left school that Thursday and into our new normal, we are asking our sons and our daughters, our students, to hang in there. You'll get through this, you'll persevere, and you'll just have to be resilient. We all have seen your resiliency in the last several weeks. I recently found an article that talks about that very thing, and I just want to read you just a portion of it. Resilience has been historically difficult to measure, largely because it emerges or fails to do so only in the presence of adversity. If you've been fortunate enough to face the challenges or obstacles, it may be difficult to gauge how resilient you are. Furthermore, the type of stressors or experiences vary widely in both duration and intensity. So just how can you strengthen your resilience muscle? Having a loving and caring support system, both inside and outside of the family, is one of the key components, or protective factors in building resilience, or maintaining a positive view of yourself and your surroundings, and the ability to manage intense feelings and impulses. Problem solving and communication skills, and the capacity to develop realistic plans and see them through. While we all have stories within us that has continually reshaped our struggles and our victories, our tests and our triumphs, we may not always choose how our plot line unfolds, but we can choose whether we see tragedy as a beginning or an ending. We can choose how we stand up to our villains and make peace with our battles we've lost and those we continue to fight. We can tell our stories in a way that empowers us. Most of all, we can use our stories for good, to lift ourselves up, and for those around us who are still learning to stand and stand again. As you move forward with your new beginnings, there will be successes and certainly many challenges, but you'll have the choice on how you respond to that. Here's just a short story to kind of wrap up that kind of sums up this thinking. It's called Potatoes, Eggs, and Beans. Once upon a time, a daughter complained to her father that her life was miserable and she didn't know what she was going to make of it. She was tired of fighting and struggling all the time. It just seemed like when one problem was solved, another problem soon followed. Her father, a chef, took her to the kitchen. He filled 3 pots with water and placed each on a hot fire. Once the 3 pots began to boil, he placed potatoes in one pot, eggs in a second pot, and ground coffee in the third pot. He then let them sit and boil without saying a word to his daughter. The daughter moaned and impatiently waited, wondering what he was doing. After 20 minutes, he turned off the burners. He took the potatoes out of the pot and placed them into a bowl. He took the eggs out and placed them into a bowl. And then he ladled the coffee and placed it in a cup. Turning to her, he asked, "What do you see?" "Potatoes, eggs, and coffee," she said hastily. "Look closer," he said, and touched the potatoes. She did and noticed they were soft. He then asked her to take an egg and break it. After pulling it out of the shell, she observed the hard-boiled egg. Finally, he asked her to sip the coffee. The rich aroma brought a smile to her face. "Father, what do you mean?" she asked. And he explained. The potatoes and the eggs and the coffee each faced the same adversity, the boiling water. However, each one reacted differently. The potato went in strong, hard, and unrelenting, but in the boiling water it became soft and weak. The egg was fragile, with the thin outer shell protecting the interior until it was put in the boiling water. Then the inside of the egg became hard. However, the ground coffee beans were unique. After they were exposed to the boiling water, they changed and the water created something new. "Which one are you?" he asked his daughter. "When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean?" As you see, the moral to this story, in life things happen around us and things happen to us. The only thing that truly matters is your choice and how you react to it, what you make of it. Learn, adapt, and choose to make the most of each experience. So I ask all of you, please every so often look up, put down the phone, approach things a little differently, because if you wait a little too long, they may not be there. What you've accomplished at RA Long has not gone unnoticed. It's not untarnished, just celebrated in a different manner. What remains true, given these circumstances, is that you all are still a graduate of the class of 2020, and you will leave here to do your thing, and whatever that thing is, do it well. I am really proud of you all. My one regret is I didn't say it to you more often when you were right in front of me. Congratulations. And with that said, Dr. Zorn, members of the Longview School District Board of Directors, and Senior Class President Kaylee Cernio, these students before you have met or exceeded the standards set forth by the Longview School District and the state of Washington. I, Rich Reeves, principal of RA Long High School, present to you the RA Long graduating class of 2020. Congratulations.
We are now ready to graduate. Will the class of 2020 please rise for the changing of the tassel? Ian Aiken. Cassie Lynn Allgood. Renee Alvarez. Anel Alvarez. Falia Amajad. Brady John Anderson. Ryan Bell Anderson. Marcelo Baeza. Joseph Michael Bailey. Jeremiah Bailey. Gage Bailey. Alberto Balbuena. Jordan Berenberg. Richard Bargan. Kevin Lewis Barnett. Ada Joe Beasley. Mitchell Camerata Berquist. Naylin Isabel Bingman. Sarah Evelyn Brazier. Emma Brindley. Kyle Patrick Broadway. Bailey Kaylin Brookhart. Lacey May Brunel. Harper Grayson Buffum. Everardo Carapia. Tamiko Ann Carroll. Maria Castaneda. Alejandro Cisneros. Darian Krim. Preston Todd Culpepper. Lindsay Elizabeth Deischer. Avery Despain. Zachary Dushik. Thaddeus Elkins. Angus Des Fannin. Elias Farland. Brandon Ferris. Savannah Lee Fessler. Nagamina Fitzgerald. Raphael Fleming. Skylar William Flores. Cole Foley. Sarah Frisk. Maricela Galvin Gonzalez. Alexis Garcia. Noah Alexander Gaston. Jacob Gionzon. Leilani Gonzalez. Toby Rose Gregory. Jordan Mackenzie Grendel. Alondra Santana Hernandez. Caleb Hagan. Grace Hulk. Hannah Ham. Katie Ann Hammock. Camille Hammonds. Kai Hash. Zachary Hayden. Alexis Hayes. Sean Haynes. Angel Hennessy. Avalie Hibbard. Sierra Hobson. Ashley Hockett. Cameron Holmdahl. Cheyenne Marie Howard. James Howard. Devaney Hubbard. Felix Hughes. David Jennings. Halia Johnson. Mason Johnson. Jacob Johnson. Brooklyn Jones. Ritaniana Hassa. Alea Kelly. Hannah Kirkpatrick. Mary Elizabeth Knowles. Louisa Kersey. Akeem Curlis. Kyler Lacey. George Langdon. Araceli Leon. Braden Lewis. Elaine Caleb Lavea Mickens. Bianca Luvano Baserto. Christian Luna. Andrea Martinez. Francisco Martinez. Trinae Martinez Brenner. Riley Maynard, Anna Daisy McCoy, Castine McDermott, DeMichael McGill, Nico McKee, Samantha McNorlin, Haley Ann Miller, Morgan Minier, Keely Rose Morgan, Alexis Morrison, Elizabeth Most, Matthew Murray, Antonio Meza, Savannah Nash, Sierra Nash, Patience Nelson, Ethan William New, Kylie Newman, Piper T. Tai Win-Win, Diana Nieto Ortiz, Blake Kevin Nixon, Josh O'Neill, Megan Olson, Edward Orcutt, Katrina Osborne, Brian Pelchi, Riley Peppers, DJ Petrovic, Diego Parola Ramos, Ryan Plampin, Simone Poole, Lacey Powell, Kyle Price, Caleb Quick, Jessica Radillo, Morgan Rawson, Edwin Reyes, Alora Rios. Jonathan Rivera. Jacob Robinson. Riley Rodriguez. Orion Routh. Alyssa Ruiz. Colton Rutledge. Alberto Sanchez. Tajveer Sandhu. Zachary Schumanauer. Weston Sherrick. Roxanne Scott. Mark Sears. Ayla Seacrest. Edward Center. Jared Serrano.
Kaylee Chadwick Cernio.
Zachary Sorensen. Madison Spicer. Alexander Stevens. Asia Takori. Sarah Taylor. Brooklyn Thill. Hunter Torno. Riley Trikel. Miles Triquez. Kaylee Trendle. Talia Criselia Valencia. Jillian Vandermeer. Ricky Vasquez. Ruben Vidalas. Clyde Waters. Brian Webster. Silas Wentz. Miles Whitaker. Jasmine William Dyke. Jaden Williamson. Millie Williquit. Megan Willis. Madison Wolbert Wells. Jacqueline Zarzua.
Haley Zimmerman.
Congratulations to all of us. We are officially RA Long graduates.
Memories fade, but they're never lost. Colors change with time and change of heart. If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye. Sun has set on everything we know, friends we've made. I don't want to let go. After everything that we have learned, it's our time now, it's our turn. If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye. The lights go dim as we suddenly see it's time to find who we're meant to be. We couldn't wait for this to end. Now we wish we can start again. If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye. Now I have to say goodbye. I can see it in your eyes that you are restless. The time has come for you to leave. It's so hard to let you go, but in this life I know you have to be who you were made to be. As you step out on the road, I'll say a prayer, so that in my heart you always will be there. This is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again.
The stirring in your soul has left you wondering, should you stay or turn around? Well, just remember that your dreams, they are a promise, that you were made to change the world. So don't let fear stop you now, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. Oh, I know the brightest star above was created by the one who loved more than we'll ever know, to guide you when you're lost. What started as a still small voice is raging now, and your only choice is to follow who you are. So follow who you are, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again. Oh, this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home. It is I love you to take